What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. First of all, Eid Mubarak to all my Muslim brothers. Now let's start this video with the physique update of the conqueror William Bonac on the road to his comeback to the bodybuilding stage, which might possibly be his last fight. So does anybody else also notice that significant size difference between his left and his right leg? So either the camera is in position in the center or he is having that issue once again. So if we go back and take a look at some of the pictures from the Olympia 2019, where William Bonac placed his best ever, second to William Bonac at the Olympia. Yes, he was the runner-up at that show, so he had that same issue back then as well, and he discussed it quite openly as well. So he still hasn't announced what show he's gonna do next. What competition is he considering for 2024 bodybuilding season? But considering that he just started his prep like 2 weeks ago, and he is making some significant changes in such a short period of time, I think he's gonna be ready in about 10 or 12 more weeks. So maybe a show in summer, or Dubai Pro could also be on his radar. So I think he's definitely gonna be ready. And William Bonac will most likely do a show that pays the most. And the reason I'm saying that is because these are probably the last years of his professional career. In fact, this could very well be his last year. So he has to think about making the maximum financial benefits as well. Obviously, Dubai Pro comes to mind when it comes to the highest prize money. And even the second place will get a whopping 40 grand. Now with Andrew Jacked in there, I don't think William Bonac has the goods to beat Andrew Jacked. Because the last time they competed against each other, it was at the Arnold Classic 2023, where Andrew Jacked placed third and William Bonac placed seventh. Nevertheless, Bonac has accomplished some great things in his career, and he's working with a different coach this time. So if he can bring his trademark conditioning back, with that bubbly kind of fullness that he is known for, I think he can be dangerous. Next up, we have an update from Keon Pearson and how he is looking right now in the off-season phase. So he continues to put on more lean muscle mass, more density, and more maturity as well. And that too without compromising a solid off-season conditioning as well. And I have to say his coach Patrick have played a huge role in changing his mindset. That as a 212 champion, he needs to be professional all year round and throughout the off-season. And that is the time when the improvements are made. Plus, the fact that he had to come down to the 212 weight class, staying relatively lean and reasonably within the range of that weight cap, that is going to be so good when he starts the prep. So why do I believe that Kon Pearson is going to be extremely hard to beat at the Olympia in October? It's because ever since his switch to the 212 class, this will be the first time he does not have that pressure of competing sometime in the middle of the year and earn his Olympia qualification. He doesn't have to die down twice, and he still has months and months left before he officially kickstarts the Olympia prep. And Keon has already made some significant improvements in his physique. His proportions, as we already know, are absolutely wild. I have to say as wild as Derek Lunsford, if not more. That shoulder to waist ratio that he has, he is gonna make everyone look a bit wider in the waist area whenever they stand next to him. And the way he creates that V-taper with his huge thick lats, that is truly untouchable. I think Keon is gonna continue to dominate the 212 class, and eventually he is gonna switch to the men's open bodybuilding in the future. You guys will be surprised to hear that Keon weighed only 199 pounds at this past Mr Olympia. So imagine him putting on another 10 pounds on his frame. The fact is that he can, because that's how his frame is. And he doesn't have to worry about his waistline or getting blockier or getting thicker in the waist area. And even if we take a look at the pictures from the time when he was competing in classic physique and compare them to now in the 212, he definitely made improvements, he definitely got bigger everywhere, but his waistline stayed exactly the same. Bumstead is looking too good for 6 months out of the Olympia. His battle with Ramon Dino at the Olympia 2023, that probably made him realize that he needs to start the off-season earlier than expected to make sure he is all ready for the Olympia. And with the way the Arnold Classic went down this year, and we saw the biggest upset in classic physique history, where Wesley was able to beat everyone including Ramon, Urs and Brian Ansley. So upsets can happen at the Olympia as well. And now there is a new superstar in that lineup who is also very hungry. And unlike all these other guys who have already hit the weight ceiling, Wesley still has some room to grow. He can still get a bit bigger. And he is going to focus all his energy on his quads and his hamstrings. So coming back to Bumstead, since he won his first ever Mr. Olympia in 2019, this will be the first time he will be challenged by another guy who is like 6'2" in height, who is taller than Bumstead. But all that being said, as long as Honey Rambod and Bumstead do their homework, which by the looks of the progression this year, it seems like they are right on the track. These guys are putting in a lot of work, and that's all what C-Bum needs to do to win his 6th consecutive Mr. Olympia title. So Chris has maximum 2 more years of being a competitive bodybuilder, and he has brought so much popularity to classic physique division, and also to bodybuilding as well. So will classic physique still have as much audience as it has now when Chris Bumstead retires? Will the division still be as popular? Well, that is a big question mark. Do let me know what you guys think. And also here is another question. Do you guys think Chris Bumstead will retire undefeated as a champion? It is gonna be all the hype train for Quinton Beastwood as he gets closer and closer to that contest ready shape. Because the way he is looking right now, I just have one word: damn. So all the guys who compete as a men's open IFBB pro, they are all genetically gifted. But this right here, this is something different. This is that 0.1% territory. So start from his calves up and try to find one weakness in his physique. I have to say there is none. He is very complete top to bottom. And this is how perfect Quinton is, especially from the front. And although he hasn't announced what he's gonna do next, but as of right now he is looking extremely lean. The amazing separation that he has in his quads. He's also showing those feathers. That is a great sign that he might be competing sooner than expected. And we desperately want to see the improvements from the back, because if he has made some solid ground there, if he has made some significant improvements from the last time, that was at Texas Pro 2022, he is gonna be so much more dangerous this time. If he has added some more thickness, some more density in his back, I'm telling you guys it's gonna be trouble. I so want to see Quinton with the likes of Andrew Jack and Samson Dauda, because all 3 of these guys fall in that aesthetic tall mass monster category. And throw in Michael Crusoe as well. And these 4 guys standing next to each other, that is gonna be one hell of a call out. Especially Samson Dauda and Andrew Jack. All these 3 guys have very classic and very aesthetic lines, and they flow extremely well as well. So what does Quinton has that these other 2 guys do not? And that is something both of these individuals might never have in their career. I would say it's the striated glutes, something which holds quite some weight when we talk about someone's level of conditioning and rate them. And that is something that Samson Dauda and Andrew Jack haven't shown us yet, and we might never see this on these guys. While Quinton on the other hand has showed us multiple times that he can get shredded and peeled inside out. He can achieve that next level of conditioning. So the expectations are going to be really high for Quinton this year, because he took more than 1.5 years off, and the next time he steps on stage, it's going to be almost after a gap of roughly 2 years. And I truly believe that we are going to see him on the Olympia stage this year. But it's the question of how well will he be able to perform at that Olympia level. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you want to come back for more. Thanks for watching.